Napoleon. They've bloody done it. They've done the impossible.
Fritz, what are you baffling about? Why are you even here? You're in the coalition against me.
Doesn't matter. We faced the 69th of Colleen in an open battle out there. They defeated us. Our entire army gone.
How embarrassing. Collini is just one man, and together they're just 20 idiots. It's a good thing you came to tell me this. I'll finish this pathetic 69th Regiment at Fort Winston. Leave it to me. Now leave my house, would you?
No.
Here we are, Tankman, facing certain death. The men are ready?
Yes, General.
I still remember how we got here. Tankman, you could knock next time, you know?
So, remember how we did? 36 waves on La Rothier.
Yes.
And that went pretty well, right?
Yes.
And we got the world record for waves on siege mode, right?
Yes.
So then let's try 40 waves this time, but on Fort Winston.
What? And this was the moment this video came into existence. As you all know, we've done 36 waves on La Rothier before, and it went insanely smoothly. Now it's a few months later, and 100 more people have joined our Discord, the 69th Regiment, link in comments. So, me and our friend Tankman felt the time was right to attempt a new world record. If you'd ask me why, out of all maps, Fort Winston, I would not know what to answer you. We just kind of picked it out for no particular reason. Again, rules for this run would be that we would use no commands or cheats, and that's all. During one of our many game nights, we tried Fort Winston, and we didn't really think much of it. We would just try out the map for and giggles, and for some good old fun. We obviously had no tactic yet, as we just did it casually. So, we went to the fortress. We weren't ready, however, for the sheer bloodshed that awaited us. There are multiple gates at Fort Winston, and through these gates, unorganized, randomly selected hordes of bots will attack. We were utterly surrounded, and didn't even think of manning the walls, so we all died at wave 2. Yep, a pretty bad omen for what's to come. That brings us to the main differences between La Rothier and Fort Winston. Aside from the map being totally different, and there being a fortress of course, the bots behave totally different. I guess Napoleon learned how we beat the Austrians at La Rothier, huh? We could beat the Austrians pretty easily, because they walked in perfectly organized lines that were so easy to kill, even my grandmother with a baseball bat could solo them. In Fort Winston, however, things work differently. The bots barely spawn in lines. It is mostly stragglers, small groups of about 10 soldiers running towards us while being spread up. This way, they're pretty much immune to our tactic of not gun volley fire. However, there still are lines spawning in, so that doesn't render the knock-on utterly useless. Needless to say, this was an issue. However, as mentioned before, the 69th grew a tremendous amount since last time, with lots of new officers. I'm talking Commander of the right flank at La Rothier, Gurkenglas, Furious Infantry Commander Snungebo, the most drippiest person you'll ever meet, Croat Fan, and finally, the Sapper that doesn't yield. It is not my day. With these officers at hand, me and Tankman could arrange tactics implementing them, commanding a force together. So, without further ado, let's get to the tactics. Yes, we developed multiple tactics. You'll find out why short enough. In the first tactic, we would hold the middle of the fort and divide our 20 men into 4 squads, each squad manning 1 cannon and shooting the bots at point blank range. The following clip summarizes how the tactic went pretty well, I'd say. Yeah, didn't go so excellent. Then, we tried actually manning the walls and shooting the approaching bots from the cannons and with our rifles. The following clip summarizes how the tactic went pretty well, I'd say. So, to us it appeared, every single time we held the fort itself, we would get completely overwhelmed and surrounded. Tankman came up with a genius idea. To hold a small hill left to our spawn. It's higher ground, has cannons, and we would have some more preparation time for each wave. As we tested this tactic, we realized it has great potential. So, we decided to stick with it. After plenty of training, which went something like this.
What the f***? This is like a goddamn Fortnite live event, bro.
We developed a proper tactic, including a loadout for the men. First of all, a singular fifer to stand AFK the entire round and give us a reload boost. Then, 3 sappers to build a double layer half circle around the hill. They will also shoot the cannons. That leaves us with 16 empty slots for any class with guns. We went for 8 blunderbusses. Blunderbusses? To take down stragglers, and 8 not gunners to fire at any fully formed line coming our way. We'd have 2 squads, 3 if you count the sappers. Squadron 1 would be on the left, under the command of Slungebow, and another officer, whose name is 1st Grenadier Regiment. Squadron 2 would be on the right, and under the command of Gherkinglass and the legendary officer, JD Twain. Crawdfan was also present on the right side to provide volley fire. Me and Tank would move independently from the main force, and It Is Not My Day commanded the sappers. A vital aspect to our army, as you'll see. These squads would have 4 blunderbuss and 4 knockgun each. The stage was set for our first few attempts at this challenge. The first few attempts made La Rothière look like child's play. This was so painful, guys, I can't stress that enough. The bots moved in unpredictable ways. Sometimes it were just stragglers, meaning random groups of 1 to 6 or maybe even 10 soldiers just running ahead. Sometimes entire freaking lines would pop over the hill and devastate our flank, but thanks to the golden officers of the 69th Regiment, casualties were always at a minimum until they weren't.
Behind us! What the fuck is happening?
What's the stigma?
Yeah, so after we barely even managed to reach wave 15, me and Tank felt it was time for a tactic switch up. In our next tactic, we would hold the spawn and stay there the entire game pretty much. There's cannons and plenty of room for our lines. But this tactic also failed because of the bots having to walk way too far to our location. And because of how the bots work at Fort Winston, lions will keep spawning until the originally spawned lions are killed. This way, it's giving a whole new meaning to the word endless mode. We literally spent 15 minutes just trying to clear wave 2. Yikes. So the spawn tactic was a no-go. Even though we didn't really lose because of death, it was just impossible because of the time it would take to clear a wave. Our third tactic, we decided to go to the fort to avoid bugging out the bots by playing the map the way it's intended. We would divide in 2 squads again, each commanded by available officers. They would be positioned at the 2 staircases and provided with constant blunderbuss volley fire. Because of how small and narrow the staircase is, we should be able to annihilate lines within seconds.
Right side, fire away, come on! Shoot it!
6.5 hours later.
Pressure, right now! Oh, they despawned! What the? They despawned!
Yeah, Fort Winston really isn't the most stable map when it comes to being bug-free, but that's alright. Sadly though, even with this tactic, we couldn't even get past wave 8. We then tried switching between tactics for weeks and weeks and weeks, and with 50 people rallied for the real run, we went to war once again.
Alright, my friends, we have trained a lot for this moment. Like we have suffered, we have bled for this moment. Like we have tried it so many times, so many different tactics, so many different switch ups, bro. But today, gentlemen, today we are more than just a regiment. Today we are more than just a community server. Today we are brothers. We're gonna do this. We're gonna win.
We decided to use the left hill tactic, but we didn't make it past wave 15. Not exactly ideal. However, on our second run, guys, We absolutely cooked. The sappers were there. The gunners were super sharp, making it past wave 15, even to wave 20. It was already late at night after we've passed wave 20, so I sent about 6 people to go home and just sleep. Down to 14 men, we held the French off for 4 more waves, and then it happened.
Ordered the men to charge the center. The flanks have fallen. Collini sent his fools home. We break through the center and end this madness.
As soon as the charge hit, we were all utterly confused. We have done so many attempts at this godforsaken challenge, but this? They've never charged before. As soon as I fell during the charge, it went fast. After 24 waves, not only did the entire regiment perish, Tank went out in a pretty badass way, and I got captured by Napoleon's men. Today, I die standing. Napoleon has outsmarted us. The siege is lost. 40 waves in this hellhole. Could it have been done? Was it even possible to begin with? The many men that have given their life for this one idea, this one concept. 40 waves. There is so much I have done, so many videos, so much support, so much I still want to do. I don't think I'll get the chance to do it. We are no stranger to death and the dealing of it, but today, I look death in the face. Maybe the true 40 waves was the friends we made along the way.
That's it, Mon Emperor. The 69th is no more.
Yes, Philip. I know. 24 waves. How pathetic. They can't possibly come back for more. It is over.